and gentlemen, you've seen the highlights, you've heard the rumors, but now it's time to get the real scoop. We pull back the curtain on the world of sports entertainment and give you the unfiltered truth. From the biggest pay-per-views to the latest shocking headlines, you're locked in for the ultimate wrestling discussion. This is Between the Ropes, only on the Empty the Bench Network. Now, here's your host, Kristie Wilson.
Sorry about that. Welcome to a brand new episode of Between the Ropes. I'm your host. My name is Kristie Wilson. I'm sorry for my mic being temporarily muted there for a second, but today is going to be a good day today for the show. So let's get started, shall we? Let's go to here, the ticker. There we go. That's right. You can follow this show, follow this network. You can follow me on X, all the good stuff. So there's all that. And then, of course, like I said, you can follow the show on social media at BTRETB. And then, of course, the big one, we are now on the mega push to 4,000 watch hours. So it's gonna be tough, but I think we can pull it off. YouTube.com/ETB Network. Like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on anything. Check out all the good shows. Check out Press Row. Check out the Content Dungeon. Check out, of course, upcoming stuff for the NFL season. Gridiron Gridlock is coming back. Next Saturday with Trevor Williams. He's gonna be in. He's gonna be so in for this, and then all that other good stuff. So let's get to one big thing, and I know what to do in this one. Let's see. So there we go. Yep. Now, here is the big one. Last night was Ring of Honor's Death Before Dishonor pay-per-view. Actually, a pretty darn good show, except for one match, and I will bitch about that when I get to it. Some folks managed to think it was the Trios titles change hands, the Lethal Twist winning, and Action Andretti winning the Ring of Honor World Television Championship. I'm sure Leo Rush's character, Blackheart Leo Rush, I think it's gonna get darker, scarier, and spookier because he's probably gonna want that title back, or come to AEW and he can go after any of the singles championships that are on AEW. So we'll see about that. Overall, not a really good show. Funny moment: Marina Shafir throwing Zeta Steel at the commentary desk, and poor Zeta Steel lands in Jon Moxley's lap. I mean, so nonchalant about it. He definitely was. Do on commentary, so I guess it's not every day that happens. Oh God, it's not every day that sort of thing happens to him, but I'm sure he enjoys it. But titles, I mean, a lot of them. We only had 2 title changes. There should have been one more, and you know where I'm getting at with this. Yeah, Athena put the title on the line against Hazuki. I'm going to be straight up honest. I have roasted Athena on the show before, and she just does not want to let that championship go. There is really, honestly, nobody at all who's stepping up. There's no I don't know, Cody Rhodes type female competitor says, I have to finish the story, steps up to Athena. And I mean, there really isn't, that women's division is completely depleted unless you take the women's world television title off of Red Velvet, who retained last night in that fatal 4-way, or Deonna Purrazzo is the current women's pure champion. You could do it with those two, but I think there just is nothing left in that Ring of Honor women's division unless you add additional talent. Like, holy shit. I mean, you could have Persephone, if and when she loses the CMLL women's world title, you can have her go after Athena. But they're just, like I keep saying, there just isn't really any competition left. And the fact that she has Billy Starks and Diamante as her minions, I mean, this is ridiculous. It's like Athena is pretty much Roman Reigns, the Roman Reigns of Ring of Honor. She has her minions or her version of the bloodline, though none of them are blood related. Don't get any crazy ideas. I just personally feel this is just the dumbest thing. And this is where, I have a major issue with Tony Khan, is you have this long-ass reign for Athena, but you could be driving people away from Ring of Honor because it's like, we don't want to watch because of her. She could be the reason people are like, no. And if you want to get a big TV contract, say TNT, if you want Ring of Honor to be on Thursdays on TNT or TBS, or you want to make it an HBO Max exclusive, I don't think anyone at Warner Brothers Discovery is looking at Ring of Honor like, oh yeah, we can do that. I'm sure they're saying, we can put you guys on TV, but she needs to drop the title. There has to be somebody out there, I don't know who, that has to step up to Athena and beat her. I've put this comment in a chat on another show I watched, and I called it an unpopular opinion, knowing that it's going to be unpopular. I mean, Jesus Christ. I'm going to have to get up and show you who I'm referring to. Yeah, if she say for example, Mercedes here loses at All In next week. Say Willow retains. What do you do with Mercedes? And this is a very unpopular opinion. This could be considered a hot take. You could have Mercedes be the one to dethrone Athena. I know it's not a popular idea. Mr. Happy and Mr. Happy on JCW is the real champion. Yeah, I watched JCW. I know who you're talking about, Connor. Wow. But look, the overall Death Before Dishonor was really good. The Action Andretti Leo Rush match was epic. The Fatal 4-way was really good. I think, unfortunately, Red Velvet's going to have to drop that title. She's going to have to. She's another one with a really long title reign, but she's in her second reign as Ring of Honor Women's World Television Champion. She's in her second reign. She's not in her first reign like Athena has been since December 2022. She just cannot hold on to that belt any longer. Somebody, I don't give a flying fuck who it is. Somebody, please, for the love of fucking God, step up to Athena, tell her she's a bitch, and tell her I will finish the fucking story and do this. That would be really nice. That would be really, really nice. But, okay. I will save Athena for Roaster Wrestler because I think she's been in 1-2 times. But there's the next one. If you're a TNA fan and their biggest night, their WrestleMania Bound for Glory is set for October 11th in Tampa, Florida. So it's going to be, I think, really cool to see what's going to happen, especially with everything going on, like with the Hardys, the System, the Elegance brand, everything going on. Daria Ray versus Santino Marella, bickering backstage, that sort of thing. I know they've got TNA Lockdown, of course, is coming up tomorrow. And yeah, I got a little bit of breaking news on that one. Let me see if I can find the appropriate sound effect. I know what I want. But no, it's here somewhere. I know what it is. It did get some breaking news, and it was related to TNA Lockdown. I did see this on social media, so there is all that. But, Oh, there it is. If you know what I'm talking about, Avery Styles, the son of WWE Hall of Famer and future TNA Hall of Famer AJ Styles, is going to make his TNA debut at Lockdown. So there's that. I mean, is he going to be? Is he going? If he makes his appearance there, then I think it would be guaranteed he shows up at Bound for Glory. Maybe it depends. So he's probably going to show up there. And look, Tampa better be ready, and TNA better book a good show because let's face it, wrestling fans, regardless of where they are, they want good matches and good stories. And TNA better do it because lately their product has kind of been trash. So much so they get the nickname LOL TNA. Meaning the promotion you laugh at, especially since Scott D'Amore walked away in 2024 after TNA went back to its original brand, was rebranded back to TNA after it had been called Impact Wrestling for several years. So this show's got to be booked good. Got to make sure the champions, they're all defending their titles and all that other stuff. So we'll see what happens. And we'll also see if Avery Styles shows up at, when he shows up at Lockdown, what does it mean? Will he show up at Bound for Glory? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. But we'll find out. Another one, this was huge news over the past couple of days, and this was honestly surprising. Yeah, Ilja Dragunov has left WWE. His contract expired. This guy hasn't been doing anything for a while. This guy has been NXT champion. He's been NXT UK champion. And, oh, Lord, he's been the United States champion. He ended up ironically making that United States title prestigious. And look, I mean, he's even made history, the first non-kayfabe Russian-born men's wrestler to win a title in WWE. So he made history in that regard. But the fact that he's gone, he left WWE this year. He basically got put to the back. I don't know why. He's a heck of a talent. He's incredible. He is an incredible. He's really good. I mean, the man has accomplished a lot, and even in WWE, I mean, heck, he was even earned CBS Sports even put his title match against Gunther when he was known as Walter. Match of the year 2020. He was ranked number 26 of the 30 best pro wrestlers under the age of 30 in 2023 by ESPN. This guy's done Westside Extreme Wrestling. He could go back, Yeah, his accomplishments clearly speak for itself. He won the WWE United States. He was a United States champion, NXT UK champion, NXT champion. We know who beat him for that title. That was Trick Williams, but he showed Trick respect, so that was really great. Where does Ilja Dragunov go from here? Well, he can go back to Europe and go back on the European scene and kind of work his way through there, but I think he's done everything. He can go to one place I really think would be a good place for him to go is New Japan Pro Wrestling. He can challenge himself against a lot of the top talent. Sonata, Callum Newman, let's see, Zack Sabre Jr. There's great talent over there at New Japan Pro Wrestling. He can really challenge himself. Another place I think it would be a good fit for him is Major League Wrestling. I mean, could you imagine him versus Killer Kross? Think about it. Him versus Killer Kross would be really great. And I know I would have said AEW, but I keep thinking I do not want him lost in the shuffle on in that promotion, knowing the kind of talent that is there. But yeah, he could have matches at AEW as well. He can go up against Tommaso Ciampa, Mox, Claudio Castagnoli, Eddie Kingston, Jungle Jack Perry, any member of the Bang Bang Gang. He can go up against Jay White, either one of the Guns, Rock Hard Juice Robinson. He could go he could compete against any member of the Dogs. I mean, did you see him? Ilja Dragunov versus David Finlay. Oh my God. Him versus Clark Connors, Gabe Kidd. You can literally, him versus Cocaine and Lindsay. That's possible. That's another possibility. I'll get to another few AEW stars. You have against Konosuke Takeshita, Kanushka Okada, the Rainmaker. Heck, Dragunov could even make Kyle Fletcher his bitch. I mean, all of that. Heck, you could have Dragunov versus Ricochet. That's definitely something. So I think possible dream matches for Dragunov outside of WWE are endless. Oh, I also forgot to mention maybe Dragunov against Will Ospreay versus Kenny Omega. I mean, like I said, the list of potential dream matches for Dragunov in any promotion, whether it's AEW, Major League Wrestling, New Japan, are endless. I think, me personally, I think he should go to New Japan first, and then AEW afterward. After he's got himself situated, after it's got everything, he's established himself enough that he can go there. I just don't think AEW should be the first place he goes right to. I really don't. I think he needs to. I think challenging himself will be a good thing. But Ilja Dragunov, oh Lord, I think the world of him, and I hope if he continues his career, if he decides he wants to keep going with his wrestling career, wherever he goes, I hope he's happy. That's all. Now, this ended up coming up. Yeah, Dominik Mysterio, who clearly is booked like a moron on WWE television as Liv Morgan's bitch, and probably the most pathetic member of the Judgment Day. He's going to defend his AAA Mega Championship against El Grande Americano, a.k.a. Ludwig Kaiser, at Night 2 TripleMania 34 on September 13th. Now, these two have been feuding. If you watch AAA on Fox, these two have been feuding. And this only makes sense that this rivalry ends at, hopefully it should end at Night 2 of TripleMania 34. I think Night 1's in Vegas. Night 2 is in Mexico City. So apparently this makes sense to do it there. And that should be the end of it. That really should be the end of it. And I do personally think Dominik needs to drop this championship. He really does. Yes, he's being booked like a star in AAA. On the main roster, he's booked like a wuss. Almost makes me think Dominik should quit the Judgment Day and just go to AAA full time. Because clearly he's being with his father, Rey Mysterio, as the on-screen GM, with The Undertaker as the head of creative. It only makes sense, I think, that he goes somewhere where he knows he's going to be better utilized. And if AAA is the place where he can be better utilized, then I'm all for it. But Dominik needs to drop that championship. He's really not done a lot with it. But then again, you never know how that's going to go. You really don't. Another big event coming up, this is going to be happening after TripleMania 34, is AAA Heroes Inmortales, set for October 24th, Mexico City. I think this is going to be a pretty big event. I mean, if you watch AAA, you know what you're going to get with this. You got wrestlers doing flips and jumping all over the place. I don't know, doing the tightrope act on the ropes and doing everything. This should be a fun and exciting event. Who are the champions going to be going into this? I couldn't tell you because everything isn't set in stone yet before this event happens. But I know Mexico City is probably going to be loud and crazy for everything that's going to be happening at this event when it happens on October 24th. So I think, in all honesty, this is really going to be something. I think if you are a fan of Lucha Libre, AAA, or CMLL, this, I think, is your cup of tea. Ooh, excuse me. It's definitely going to be your cup of tea. So I think it's going to be really, really, it's going to be cool. It's definitely going to be a cool thing. So actually, I'm not going to talk about that right now. I'm going to get to something real quick because this really kind of makes me angry. That's right. Brock Rich Steiner, the son of Scott Steiner of the Steiner brothers and cousin of Braun Breaker, was involved. He and his team, the New Orleans Saints, were involved in a fight with the Dallas Cowboys in a joint practice. This dude, who's already in trouble, I think he's suspended for the first 6 games of the upcoming 2026 NFL season because I think it's performance-enhancing drugs. This son of a bitch grabs a Cowboys player and does a German suplex on him. Brock, young man, you're in the National Football League. You're not in World Wrestling Entertainment, sir. If football is not your thing, and I'm starting to suspect it probably isn't, if you're going to pull shit like that on the practice field or even on the football field, if you get a chance to play after your suspension is over, then maybe you should have just decided to go straight to WWE and go to the Performance Center. I don't have a fucking idea. because of you and your teammates' actions getting into fights with members of the Cowboys, which I need to find the appropriate sound effect. I know which one I want. And hey, Tom Albano.
How about them Cowboys?
I had to do that for you. Yes, Brock made the NFL. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. He made it entertaining for a change. It's true, because the NFL preseason can get boring. But because of Brock Rechsteiner and his Saints teammates getting into fights, both teams got penalized $500,000 each, which is crazy. And I know there are some people out there I know who are kind of thought that was excessive, but I don't know. That makes sense to me. It just makes sense to me. Is you're going to pull shit like that, you're going to get in trouble. And your teams are going to be a little bit lighter in the wallet. So, Brock Rechsteiner, dude, something tells me you may be better suited for professional wrestling than the National Football League, but we'll see. We'll see. God damn it. By the way, hello to 188 people watching me live. Holy fucking hell. I like this. Oh, it's going up. Damn. Now I'm going to get to the one thing I tapped on first, but I decided to cover the football-related item. That's right. Lance Anawahi. If the last name sounds familiar, yeah, he's part of that family. You have Roman Reigns, you have the Usos, Solo Sikoa, Zilla Fatu, Jacob Fatu, Rikishi, Umaga, the Tonga Kid. Lance Anawahi is going to retire in March 2027 for one particular, he's missed out on a lot of stuff. He's married, has 2 children of his own. He wants to be there for his wife. He wants to be there for his kids. He wants to be a husband and a father. And you know what? He's basically dedicated himself to wrestling. And I think he knows when it has to stop, because it's just, I'm sure he wants to spend, Christmas, Thanksgiving, Halloween. He wants to spend Valentine's Day with his wife. He wants to do Easter with his kids, that sort of thing. And this guy, his father is Samu, who's done stuff for WCW, ECW, New Japan Pro Wrestling. So it's really, I just think it's a good thing for him, because let's face it, he only made like one appearance in WWE, helping I think it was a squash match. Let me take a look here, because he did sporadic appearances in WWE, either being an enhancement talent or, losing a match against Shane McMahon after he got attacked by Drew McIntyre. And then, Roman Reigns, who's his cousin, saved him. And then, he'd been in NXT for a bit, but never wrestled a match there, which is kind of sad. It's just kind of sad because, he could have done a lot, but, I guess it's just some things just don't work out the way they're supposed to. And I don't know. But I wish him the absolute best. I hope he's happy, he's able to be, happy, healthy, and enjoy life with his wife and family. So, Mr. Anawahi, sir, thank you. Oof. Now, another thing that ended up coming up, which is something. That's right. The rated R superstar, Adam Copeland, or you can call him Edge, has announced that he intends to retire as a part of AEW. Now, we know he had originally retired from WWE in 2011 after undergoing triple fusion neck surgery. He found other things, like he worked on an acting career and everything like that. But it came back. We know he came back 2020, huge at the Royal Rumble. Then he left WWE, let his contract expire, came to AEW, Wrestle Dream. We know the rest. He's been current one half of the AEW World Tag Team Champions. He's been 2-time TNT champion. I think this is the right decision, because clearly AEW treats him with more respect than anything, and he gets to enjoy being a part of something with his longtime real life best friend Christian Cage. So his decision to retire in AEW, I think, is fantastic. I think is great. if AEW ever establishes a Hall of Fame, I already have a feeling he's going to be in it. I definitely think he's going to be one of the first inducted, along with the late Brody Lee, or if you knew him as Luke Harper in WWE. There's a lot of different people that I could see going into the first ever AEW class. Let me randomly throw this out. 2027, maybe. I don't know. There's that. So, he's got a lot of things go for him. I mean, Adam Copeland, he's a husband, he's a father, he's got 2 daughters, he's got an acting career. I recently saw the trailer for season 3 of Percy Jackson and the Olympians, where he plays Ares, the Greek god of war. Looks like, even with the beard, I'm like, wow. So he's got more coming up, and I'm sure he's going to keep playing the role as long as he can until Disney Plus says, all right, we're done. So he's got all that other stuff, and I'm sure there's other acting projects he probably wants to do, and obviously want to spend time with his wife, Beth Phoenix, and their 2 daughters is probably the number one priority of his right now. But I think even wrestlers like him know when their time is up, and he sees it and knows. I'm glad Edge is going the way he wants to. Yes, he is, KB. By the way, hi. But I am glad. I am definitely glad. Because you think about it, when he retired in 2011, it was not on his own terms. Edge deserves to retire on his own terms. And I think this is, for him, AEW gives him the opportunity to do that. So, whatever he does from here on out, is awesome. Oh, no, Cope, you're good, KB, you're good. Spell check sucks, I know. So, Edge, Adam Copeland, sir, you are awesome. And I'm glad that you're gonna want to retire, and you intend to retire on your own terms. I hope you achieve that. 221 people watch me live. God damn. That's crazy, but thank you, everybody. Thank you. Now, this premiered. Oh, God, hold on a minute. I said spell check sucks. I'm usually pretty good at spelling stuff on these banners, but hey. Okay, going back. AEW is launching a brand new show called Spill the Tea, and I've seen some videos. I'm thinking it's on YouTube, because at the time when I put this banner together, I didn't know. So I'm going to go take a good look here real quick. I got my phone. Oh, wait, I can just do this. Let's see. Yep. Whoops. This thing just decided to be stupid. Get back here. Get back here. I'm thinking it's just going to be it might be a YouTube thing, because I know AEW has, done a lot of different things. So this might be on YouTube, or probably, I think it might be Instagram only, because I've seen clips of Will Ospreay and then another one with his wife, Alex Windsor, and her tag team partner, Jamie Hayter of the Brawling Birds. So it looks fun. It looks like fun. And Rachel Bonita is the host. If you are a huge, if you watch ESPN or Fox Sports, so you know who she is. She's going to be hosting. I'm hoping she does a good job. I got to check out an episode one of these days. So eventually, as soon as I find out. Spill the tea. Spill the tea, Tony. Hire me and my family for creative. Yes. That would be a great idea. That would be a great idea. Oh, damn it. But it definitely looks like an interesting show, and go ahead and check it out, everybody. Now, another thing that keeps coming, and why this person keeps coming up on my Twitter timeline, and probably every other wrestling fan's Twitter timeline. We know about the Rebel Heart episode of Dynamite happening in Athens, Georgia on September 9th. There is a report that came out that Britt Baker, that's right, Britt Baker, DMD, might be returning to AEW after nearly being away for 2 years. In all honesty, look, very clearly, something happened, and I think after Serena Deeb came out, Britt Baker said nobody cares. Yeah, supposedly nobody cared. But it's more, we don't care for the attitude, Britt. We don't. That was clearly one of the absolutely effing dumbest things someone like you could have ever said. And Tony Khan is giving you the time that you need to get your affairs in order. And I know you've mentioned, Britt has mentioned getting death threats, and she can't be a practicing full-time dentist. Excuse me. I get it. I absolutely want to, I mean, look, if, for example, you end up come back for Rebel, and don't try and make it about yourself. Because, let's face it, Rebel is going through something that someone like Britt Baker probably couldn't understand. Going through ALS is based on what I've seen, it's happening like with Chris Johnson of the Tennessee Titans. He has it too. I mean, Rebel's not at the point where Chris Johnson is at right now with his ALS, to where he really cannot talk and can only communicate through, I guess, eye blinking and stuff like that, through computerize it. His voice being, you hear it on a monitor, but you know he's not talking. Well, his mouth's not moving. I don't know what I'm saying right now. But I'm just, if she does show up, you know, that doesn't mean she's coming back to AEW. You know what? I don't know. She's been gone for nearly 2 years, and I know that people out there are saying, well, bring Britt back, bring Britt back. Bring her back. What is she going to do? Should we send her to Ring of Honor so she can dethrone Athena? I mean, what is it really going to take? And I know everyone thinks, oh, when Britt comes back, it's going to be so much better. You know what? The women's division has been getting better without her. But this, I think, is just to show up to support her friend Rebel. Yeah, I would not wish ALS on my worst enemy. We stand with Rebel, KB, and we also stand with Chris Johnson, of formerly Tennessee Titans legend, Chris Johnson, who has ALS. We stand with him, and we stand with Rebel. But Britt, if you're going to come back for Rebel, if for no other reason. Show her the love and support. I know you've been in, I think, a couple of Instagram stories. You did the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge. But show up because you want to show up for Rebel. That's all. Another thing, this is another AEW related thing. That's right, Ruby Soho. Oh god, I didn't do this one right either. God damn, my spelling is flat out fucking sucks right now. But hey, this is another story that came up in relation to, since I mentioned Britt Baker has been gone for a couple of years. Well, so is this woman. Ruby Soho has been out for a couple of years. She left because she was pregnant with her daughter, went on maternity leave. During maternity leave, she married her daughter's father, Angelo Parker. They started a business together. She's been focused on that. He's made, I think Angelo Parker's made a few sporadic appearances here and there. Here's the thing. Ruby Soho has been cleared to wrestle for a couple of months now. Now, what does it mean? I don't know. But does it mean she's going to come back? I would love to think so. Destination Ring of Honor. Okay, KB, it sounds like you're telling me, since I mentioned we could send Britt Baker to Ring of Honor, maybe send Ruby Soho to Ring of Honor. I'm sure she can handle Athena. Remember, in WWE, when they were Ruby Riott and Ember Moon, these two dealt with each other a good deal. And that's one thing. That is definitely one thing. I mean, Ruby, I think it would be a smart move on... definitely a smart move on Tony Khan's part if you bring Ruby Soho back, but it may be best for her to go to Ring of Honor and kind of get herself resituated with the company before you decide to bring her up to AEW and see if she can wrestle with a lot of those who are there. Oh, Ruby versus Athena final battle. Book it, Tony. KB, I think we know someone with a book. Tell him that. Wink, wink. You know who I mean. You know who I mean, KB. But yeah, that would definitely be something to consider. definitely something to consider. This was the actual banner. I so spaced it. Oh, God. But yeah, that's according to Fightful Select. And if it's true, like KB said, Destination Ring of Honor would be the best place for her to go. Do we feed her to Athena? God, I hope not. I just hope she earns the opportunity. And if so, you build her up to be the one to end Athena's reign, because that's been going on for well over 3.5 years. You can just start calling. I should just start calling Athena Reigns. Does that make sense? But neither here nor there. None of my business. But here we go. The weekend's almost over, but the conversation is just heating up. Kick back in the ETB Lounge with Callum McClurg and Nick DiMartino every Sunday night at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. Join us for our 3-hour live format where we unite the full panel of ETB hosts to break down a pivotal day in sports, from the prestige narratives of major championships and MLB afternoon slates to the chaos of the NBA playoff picture. We cover it all. Whether you're here for the happy hour prestige or the spillage, where we roast the day's biggest blunders and gambling bad bets, the Lounge is your home for sports therapy, only on the Empty the Bench Network. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/ETB Network. That's right. So, Ruby Soho coming back. I do think Ring of Honor would be a good spot for her. Another thing here, oh my God. Now, Jim Johnston, I don't know where I read this interview, but I read it on X. Let me see if I can find it real fast to see who he chatted with. But he's responsible for so many different great theme songs. Oh, God damn, I am so sorry. Ugh. By the way, if we get 4,000 watch hours, one of the brand deals I would like is with Pepsi. Thank you very much. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Oh, it's All Access Entertainment. This is where he did the interview. He's been out for several years, but he's well known for making incredible theme songs for a lot of different wrestlers. He said he's actually open to returning to WWE to work on theme music, because let's face it, Def Rebel, the current songwriting and production team behind a lot of the current themes in WWE, it's so hit and miss. A lot of them are duds. I mean, it changed a good number of theme songs, and to me, it personally does not make sense at all to do that. But according to him, he feels that Triple H is not a fan of his, so returns are unfortunately close to zero. And, look, I think it's understandable, and also I think the environment he would be walking back into would not be a good one, because let's face it, TKO, I think, made the decision to keep going with Def Rebel, even though Def Rebel to me personally is very much a bust in terms of making all kinds of music. Yeah. How can Triple H not be a fan of Jim Johnston? He made one of Triple H's. Yeah, he did. But this is according to what Jim Johnston said, KB, to All Access Entertainment. He feels Triple H is not a big fan of his, and the chances of a return are unfortunately close to zero. So that's just what he said. I don't know why Triple H would not be a fan of his, considering, look, I get Triple H made the decision to change his music to Motorhead, to working with the late great Lemmy of the band Motorhead on, it's all about the game. And Bow Down to the King, because I think that's more Triple H's personal taste. And Jim Johnston's music, even though a lot of his themes are badass and everything, like the Shield's theme song is badass. I mean, what can I say about it? It is so badass. It's crazy. But the fact that Triple H might not be a fan, according to him, that's sad. Is I think we could use some of his stuff. I better put it back up. Sorry. Obviously, we look at someone like Mikey Ruckus does stuff for AEW, and so a lot of his stuff is really good. Oh, if TKO don't want him, Jim Johnston could do wonders. Would a certain talent in AEW is just saying, well, KB, I mentioned Mikey Ruckus. Mikey is doing really good stuff with AEW theme songs. A lot of them are so good. Like doing the entrance theme, like doing the main theme song for Dynamite and all the other stuff. I know Tony Khan has paid for the rights to have Elton John's Saturday Night's All Right for Fight and be used for Collision. That's understandable. Stone Cold Steve Austin theme song, Jim Johnston. Yeah, enough said. Definitely enough said. But I don't know. I think it's more, in my opinion, it's more TKO might not want Jim Johnston, is saying we don't want Jim Johnston back. It just doesn't work for us. Like, God, that, yeah, I don't know. But it's very dumb because he's a heck of a composer and does really, really good. It's done an amazing job with a lot of the music he's helped write and compose for a lot of WWE wrestlers. I feel bad for him. I really do. I hope he gets a chance. Hello. And yes, I am ready for Collision. I'm getting to it. By the way, Hassan, don't worry about it. I got another topic here. Now, I did talk about this when it was just a rumor. Now it is official. If you love the God of War video game series and you want to see it brought to life on TV, well, guess what? You're getting your chance, which is Batista. Dave Batista has been officially cast as Kratos in the God of War series, and it will be airing on Prime Video. What did I get now? Oh, I read for AEW Collision at TNT Network for Baltimore and Lucha Libre on YouTube. Thank you. I don't want any spoilers, but I will get to Collision for the preview here. I gotta get back to Batista. Yeah, he has officially been cast. It was reported by Variety. He's been officially cast as Kratos, the god-killing SOB in the God of War franchise. So I have the full thing here, and I'm going to read the parts here. What now? Make that money big day. Absolutely. He's making this. He's definitely making this. Definitely. All right, here are the points. It said earlier this month, Variety reported that Batista was in talks to play the role after Ryan Hurst, who was announced to play the Kratos character in January 2026, suffered a torn bicep on set that required surgery and would have delayed restarting production to 2027. Oh, wow. I didn't know that. I knew Batista was being talked about. I didn't know they had already cast someone in the part, but because of an injury, they decided it would be better to recast and keep everything on schedule. Whew. It says the rest of the tweet goes, with Batista now locked in as Kratos, production is expected to resume in the coming weeks. All scenes featuring Kratos will now have to be reshot. Yeah, I mean, like, we can feel bad for Ryan Hurst. Unfortunately, the character of Kratos, I think, probably would be very physically demanding for anyone, even someone like Batista, who I have to look up his age because I don't know how old he is. I do not know how old he is. I'm sure he's going to do a lot of his own stunts. Yeah, here it is. Yeah, he's 57 years old, which is crazy, but I'm telling you, I think, I look at him and I start thinking to myself, if he grows his beard out a little longer, which I'm sure he will, and he puts the face paint on with the red mark going over the eye, I think this might work. I definitely think this might work. I'm sure Batista, because he is 57, is going to have to be very careful with a lot of the stunt work that the stunt work required, because this character, you're playing a supposedly, according to Greek mythology, a very minor god, more of a follower of Zeus, whereas God of War is very much it's a video game that is a work of fiction. And it's just one of those things. Like I said, it's a work of fiction. Kratos is more a very, very minor character in actual Greek mythology. I've looked it up. I've watched some TikTok videos on it, and I follow someone who actually does really good videos on the subject. Yeah, he uses AI, which is understandable, but it was talked about. But this should be a really great role for Batista. Since I'm married to a gamer, my husband does not play God of War. He knows what it is, but he doesn't play it because it's one of those franchises that's just gotten really big. It has gotten really big, but I gotta be straight up honest. I'm honestly glad for Batista to get this because, like I said when I first talked about this topic, maybe like 1 or 2 episodes ago, he's been working his butt off to really establish himself as a viable player in Hollywood in terms of acting and taking on these different roles. Yeah, he hasn't taken. Sure, he was in the Marvel Cinematic Universe playing Drax the Destroyer in Guardians of the Galaxy related movies, the holiday special that was exclusive on Disney Plus, and all the Avengers stuff. And I don't think I think Guardians of the Galaxy is not going to be in the next couple of Avengers films, which is fine. It allows them to focus on this. And I hope Batista becomes well versed in Greek mythology and understands the lore and all the stories and everything, because I think that would really be helpful, not just to him, but also help him play the character a bit more effectively. But that's neither here nor there. But I'm just glad Batista got this part, and I hope he kicks ass. Just had a funny No, I don't think so. I don't think so, KB. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to do this to you. I am sorry. Sorry, KB, I had to. No, I can't see it happening. I'm going to get out of this one. Get to another one because I think I was deliberately skipping it. TNA, why do you do this? Why do you do this? Why in the name of God you decided to announce a content partnership with Revolt Sports, bringing exclusive TNA Explosion matches and premium content to your platform? The only thing I'm going is, why? Let's face it, you are being mocked and laughed at right now because your product isn't exactly great. But yeah, according to this, was announced by TNA just a few days ago on the 19th. The TNA and Revolt today jointly announced a content partnership bringing exclusive, like I said, TNA Explosion matches, premium content from TNA's 24-year history. So, are you trying to avoid the inevitable? And someone replied, in case anyone needs a sixth platform to watch Old Samoa Joe matches. I'm just reading this. Oh, shit. Someone said, Explosion should be a real second brand, not the crap y'all put on now. Yeah, that's true. So no Explosion on YouTube. Nope. Doesn't sound like it. Oh, jeez. Does TNA have enough talent to do exclusive content mentions? I don't know. Couldn't tell you, KB. I have no clue on that one. But if I were to answer, if I had more certainty on this, KB, I would go no. I really don't. Unless they plan on basically building up the roster in that way. Ironically, that means Carlos Silva is really going to have to put in the work, and I don't know if he wants to. Another one here is that make Explosion a 2-hour show just like Impact. It's time to have a full-fledged second show. Yeah, and he tagged this one person at Nintendo News NE3 said this on Twitter. So yeah, it makes a good point. Carlos Silva, sir, if you are watching me, which I don't know if you are, in fact, I highly doubt it, you better do what this person says. You better do a second Explosion show. I'm sure AMC would be more than happy to let you do it. You know what I mean? You better. You absolutely better make that happen. So I'm going to get off this. Now, apparently, someone, Tom Albano, brought this up to me, and I wasn't going to talk about it, but I'm like, it's on my mind right now, and if I don't talk about it, I am really going to be annoyed. Okay. I'm going to do this. Let's get it up here. Okay, this was reported WrestleOps, I think it was Fightful.com, which is TKO reps attended an episode of Dynamite. And the only thing I'm thinking is, no. TKO, you better fucking stay away. Stay away. No. Because TKO, if you do that, guess what? Guess what?
You're a turkey!
Mm-hmm. Furthermore, TKO, if you try anything...
You suck, you jackass.
Mm-hmm. I'm being serious. Yeah, I talked about that. I talked about that already, KB, when I was talking about Bound for Glory coming to Tampa, Florida on October 11th. I mentioned Avery Styles. So we'll see. He's going to show up at Lockdown, by the way. I really do not like this idea at all. I think it's rather stupid. Look, I don't know if it's basically TKO deciding they're just going to go ahead and spy on AEW. If it's TKO, you're spying on AEW, fuck you. Furthermore,
If we're keeping a buck right now, we ass. I mean,
Oh, Stephen A. Smith has something to say to you too, TKO.
Because he's a raw pain in the ass.
Ain't that the truth? So, TKO, you're also this. All right, I'm going to stop that. That's just ridiculous. Okay, the one thing, when this came up, I found this tweet from Mercedes Moné that someone had kind of reposted. It said, they always send feds to watch our show. Yeah, but here's the, they're trying to get creative ideas because their actual creative team has no, they don't. Let's face it, I think TKO is stifling WWE in terms of creative. No wonder Triple H can't really do anything. So I'm very fucking annoyed right now by this. Someone said AEW is not worth bailing out. This is far from the truth. Well, TKO is basically doing whatever the fuck they want. And I really sincerely hope that TKO does not get their grimy hands all over. Oh, God. In fact, I found exactly what I'm looking for. It's a quote from Brian Alvarez from Wrestling Observer newsletter, which is, there were TKO reps at Dynamite last week. I think just checking it out, they weren't comped, obviously. Well, and Mercedes Moné replied to him, which is the gif of someone drinking looks like a glass of whiskey or something like that. Someone said, you may tell a joke, but you never tell a lie. Another one. Yeah, and the one I ended up getting was from someone on Twitter at Gunther's Chop, where it looked like he screenshotted Mercedes' tweet that said they always send feds to watch our show. So this is WWE right now. The Bloodline, Cody, Punk, and that's it. Yeah, that is it. Whereas in AEW, we have Kenny Omega, Will Ospreay, Willow, Mercedes. I mean, let's face it. AEW's got the more appealing product, and I think TKO wants to see what the hype is all about, especially with All In coming up next week, which I'm going to, ironically, if I want to watch the full show, I gotta fucking get up early in the morning for that, which is bullshit. I was just basically reading through some of the tweets. Someone said, someone needs to make a Mercedes highlight video set to feds watching by 2 Chainz. 2 Chainz. I need a certain DJ I know to help me with that. Yeah. I'm going to need some help with that. Yes. I got to tell you. The TKO... I think TKO feels some type of way because All In is officially also. Yes, it has outsold SummerSlam. I mean, let's face it. I think the thing is, KB, let's face it, SummerSlam wasn't exactly booked right. It wasn't exactly done right. Creatively, I think it was pretty piss poor. Even though there's certain things, like there were some positives from SummerSlam, and I will get to one positive and then one negative. So, but TKO,
Pointless, gutless, fucking shit, most godless, fucking gutless, fucking team.
Oh, and AEW is doing this.
Winning.
Yep, they're winning. So, yeah, and thank you, Charlie Sheen, for that. That's very appreciated. So, all right, I'm going to get to, I mentioned there was a positive about SummerSlam, and I mentioned it to KB. Well, here it is. She may be a hot mess, but she's my wrestler of the week. Her name is Chelsea Green. Yes, I have admitted wasn't much of a fan of hers. Her current gimmick, more men as comic relief, but clearly something, I don't know. Rhea Ripley sadly suffers the meniscus tear. She has to undergo surgery. And Chelsea Green, I think, right now still officially the interim women's champion, which I think is bullshit because once Rhea got the surgery, that title should have been the word interim should have been removed from that. And I mean, Chelsea's carrying around the belt with her own side plates on it. Yes, she has a broken orbital bone, but my God, if a woman can come out with a broken orbital bone, red high heel boots, and a kendo stick and starts whacking both Lash Legend and Nia Jax, both bitches asking to be in the Roast to Wrestler segment, you know what? There you go. We know Chelsea's story. She worked the independent scene. She's so fearless in the ring. She's not afraid to go up against guys. I've mentioned a video before seeing her go up against Penta. This woman is fearless. She's not afraid of anything. She's like, I might be doing a Penta's thing wrong. This is Zero Miro. She has no fear. And she's married to Matt Cardona, and they seem to have a great relationship, great marriage. Yeah, he's a toy fanatic, and sure, there's a room in their house dedicated to as a place where he can put his toys. I mean, I should get a room dedicated to shit like this. I got so many of these action figures, it's ridiculous. And Funkos. I mean, it's really bad. Especially this one. I'm sorry. Sorry, I gotta do this again. I gotta hit this effect again. That's for you, Tom Albano. Just for you.
How about them cowboys? How about
I had to do that. But Chelsea, I mean, look, her doing, it's 2-time women's United States champion. Sure, her gimmicks is annoying. It's meant for comic relief, but she's got what it takes. And last week she cut probably the absolute most phenomenal promo of her entire career, letting Nick Aldis know, look, you've been a champion. You know how much something like this means to someone like you, because it means a damn lot to me. But she's got 30 days to get cleared. I'm sure when she does, she's going to put on like a bedazzled mask. I can already see it now. She's going to wear a mask that's going to have red, white, and blue gemstones all around the edge. She will put it on because she does have to protect that orbital bone while it continues to heal. So, but Chelsea, like I said, if you watch SmackDown on Friday, came out with red high heel boots with a kendo stick, and started swinging. That woman, like I said, has no fear. She doesn't care. So we're hoping that orbital bone heals enough. Chelsea can put on the mask to protect it, and she can get in the ring and basically tell Nia Jax and Lash Legend, go fuck yourselves. So there you go. Chelsea Green, my wrestler of the week. I'm going to salute her again. 282 people watching me live. Thank you, everybody, for that. I so appreciate it. Now I'm going to get to the negative SummerSlam. Liv Morgan. I've roasted you, bitch, before in this segment. I'm going to do it again because why are you in this segment? I'm sure you're not watching, but who the fuck cares? You are basically a total ass wuss when it comes to being a champion. You've only had this many title defenses since you beat Stephanie Vaquer for that Women's World Championship at WrestleMania once. And that was at SummerSlam, where you beat someone who was a perennial favorite, who WWE should have let her beat you for that title, and that's Io Sky. I'm going to tell you this. Look, one of the biggest reasons, not only are you a fucking bitch, and if anyone out there starts spewing comments in the comment section, in the chat, about, oh, she's this, she's that, shut the fuck up. When it comes to political views, they're not allowed here. I don't like talking politics. I've only mentioned a political situation one time in the entire time the show has been on the air, and that was when the airstrikes in Iran were happening and how it would affect WWE events taking place in the Middle East. I do not like political views. Do not say Democrat, Republican, MAGA, not allowed. I will delete, if you start saying like Liv Morgan is MAGA, I will delete the comment, and that is your only warning you're going to get from me on terms of that. Don't mention personal lives of wrestlers. I don't like doing that unless the wrestler makes it personal, makes it public knowledge. I do not like talking about wrestlers' personal lives. Because as far as I'm concerned, and this is also your only warning from me on this, I don't talk about it because I feel like it is none of my business, and this show is not TMZ. So, quote Jey Uso, this is your only warning shot on that one. Bang! Or so let's go, pew, pew. Just so you know. But no, this is Liv Morgan, not who she actually is outside of the ring, which is Gianna Daddio. I'm not going to talk about her outside of the ring. Liv Morgan, you are in this segment. 1, you are a disrespectful bitch. 2, You and your two fellow bitchy goons, Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez, beat the crap out of Stephanie Vaquer, and then you spit your fucking gum on her? Ew, gross. That's nasty. And by the way, you are going to lose that championship. I don't care if it's Sunday night's main event in September, on September 5th, or actually September 6th. Sorry, it's Sunday. Sorry. Ugh. Sorry. It's Sunday night's main event, Survivor Series, or a special episode of Raw. I don't fucking care. You are going to lose that championship. And heck, if Becky Lynch has gum, I hope she spits it at you, or Stephanie Vaquer spits something at you, not a loogie. Something. Liv, you are a pathetic champion. That title is tainted because of you. You've only defended it once. And you just decide you're playing the typical chicken shit heel. You have to rely on others to save your ass. And there's going to come a point neither Raquel nor Roxanne are going to save your ass. And that is a fact. So Liv Morgan, bitch, go fuck yourself. Jesus Christ. So, oh man, where's my AEW Collision thing here? Motherfucker. Wait a minute, maybe I should do this. Hold on. Okay. Collision. Saturday. Sorry. This is your AEW Collision preview for August 22nd. Yeah, I was singing a little bit of Elton John Saturday Night's All Right for Fighting. Sorry about that. Don't have the best voice in the world. Simon Cowell, don't come after me. Here is your card. And I'm gonna highlight a couple of. There's 3 matches on this card. I'm gonna highlight 2 of them are Continental Cup quarterfinal matches. One, Orange Cassidy versus Kyle O'Reilly. Oh Jesus Christ! I hate the conglomeration fight, having to fight amongst themselves, even if they understand this is for individual glory. I couldn't say who I want to win in this because I like both guys a lot, and so I'm gonna leave that. That's gonna be a wait. I'm gonna bypass a prediction on that one. Another one, this is actually Battle of the Death Riders because Daniel Garcia at Ring of Honor, Death Before Dishonor yesterday beat Adam Priest for the right to face Claudio Castagnoli in the Continental Cup quarterfinal match because Eddie Kingston, due to injury, not medically cleared. So these two, I mean, Daniel Garcia cut a good promo, but I just think Claudio, with his experience and these sort of things, I've got Claudio winning. Sorry, sorry, Daniel Garcia. I like you a lot, but no. I don't think that's going to happen. And the big match on the card, of course, Willow Nightingale is for the AEW Women's World Championship. Willow Nightingale putting the title up against TBS champion Maya World. The only thing I'm going to predict for this match is I'm expecting total fucking shenanigans. Mercedes Moné is probably going to beat the shit out of both of them. I don't like saying that. I like both women very much, and I don't like the fact that Willow and Maya were going to be put up against each other in Collision. But if Mercedes does not interfere, I think this could be the main event, and this could end up being, this could be huge. I really think it could be a huge, really great match. So AEW Collision currently going on TNT and on HBO Max. Check it out. Especially if you want to check out, like, say, or if you want to check out if you want to gawk over Divine Dominion, Lena Cross and Megan Bayne, who are going to have a 5-minute tag team championship eliminator match. Oh, Jesus Christ. Why are you having, is it for a future opportunity? Because let's face it, if these 2 women lose their tag titles to Jamie Hayter and Alex Windsor, then whoever survives the 5 minutes against them is going to go up against Miss Hayter and Miss Windsor for the tag team titles. But we'll see. But like I said, check out AEW Collision airing now on TNT and HBO Max. I'm going to get off this. I just want to thank 286 people watching me live. Oh my God. I'm excited about that. That is exciting. I love it. I love it, love it, love it. Thank everyone in the comments. I want to thank KB. I want to thank Hassan. I want to thank Nick Morganson for sneaking in because he doesn't comment on my show all the time. But hey, I'm stoked. I am super stoked when I get comments and I get all you live viewers out there. Thank you all so much. I appreciate every one of you. And by the way, get back to the business at hand. Zip my way all the way up here. Oh, I'm at 287. Wow. But there's the ticker. You can follow the show. You can follow this network, and you can follow me on X, on TikTok, and on Instagram at Writing Cat. Of course, my thing's gonna come across. Yep, there I am. And then, of course, you can follow this show on social media at BTRETB, and of course, YouTube.com/ETB Network. Like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on anything. We have surpassed 3,000 watch hours. We are up over 1,100 subscribers, and we're growing, and things are just, we got stuff coming up for the NFL season. Like, I'm going to be on a new show coming up before the Prime Video Thursday night game called Football Night on the Bench. You can either check me and my co-hosts out, or you can check out Carissa Thompson and all her friends on Prime Video if you want to. It's up to you. I highly suggest Football Night on the Bench. That's me, though. Also, check out Football Forecast and everything else, or if you like the college stuff, Trevor Williams coming back with Gridiron Gridlock, which should be awesome. So I want to thank everyone for watching. Thank you all so much. Enjoy your weekend, and I will see you folks next week with a brand new episode of Between the Ropes. Bye-bye.